Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Siti Marjana binti Marun and welcome to another reflection video for week 11 to week 14. In this video, I will be sharing what I have learned throughout these 4 weeks in our instructional technology class. Each week, we explore a different topic. The first topic was educational video, followed by web evaluation, the framework for 21st century learning, and lastly, presenting tools. So, let's begin with the week 11. For week 11, this week we participate in an interesting activity where we watch educational videos made by different groups. Our group was assigned the topic of prepositions and we create a simple and clear video to explain the concept. On the day of the class, the lecturer played all the video and we all sat together to enjoy them. It was quite fun because some of the video were really funny. The main goal of this assignment was to showcase an educational video effectively communicates the concept to others. Reflecting on this activity, I realized how impactful educational videos can be in the classroom. As a future educator, I plan to use educational videos like this to make learning more engaging and interactive. For example, video can simplify complex topics by breaking them down into easy to understand visual and explanation. Additionally, using humor or relatable example in video can make the learning process more enjoyable, helping students better retain the information. However, there are some blockers I need to consider when using educational videos in the future. One challenge is ensuring that all students have access to the necessary technology to view the videos. Not all students may have a good internet connection or the required device, which could hinder their ability to fully participate in the lesson. Another blocker is making sure the content is accessible to all learners, including those who may have different learning preferences. Some students may prefer more traditional methods or may struggle to understand video-based content. So, it's important to offer a variety of teaching methods to accommodate everyone. So, in conclusion, this assignment highlighted the power of educational videos in enhancing learning. As a future educator, I plan to incorporate them into my teaching to engage and educate my students in creative way. However, I will also need to be mindful of the barriers that may prevent some students from fully benefiting from this approach. In week 12, this week, I learned about the evaluation of the web, Web 2.0, advantage and disadvantage, and the differences between online learning and e-learning. Let me summarize what I have learned. The web has undergone significant changes over the year. Web 1.0 was static with limited interaction, where users could only view content. Websites like Yahoo and Google were prime examples of this early web era. Then came Web 2.0, a major shift where the internet became interactive and user-generated content took over. Platforms like Facebook, YouTube, and Wikipedia enable users to not only consume but also create and share content. Finally, Web 3.0 is emerging, characterized by decentralization, AI, and blockchain, offering more control over data and personalized interactions. With Web 2.0, we gain several key advantages, which is collaboration, allowing users to easily work together, engagement, and interactive tools make learning more dynamic, and accessibility, as students can learn at their own pace and from anywhere. However, it also brought security risks, including identity theft and cyberbullying, privacy concerns with the sharing of personal data online, and access issues, as not everyone has equal access to technology. The distinction between online learning and e-learning is also important. Online learning refers specifically to learning done via the internet through platforms like Zoom or Google Meet, often in real time. E-learning, however, includes both online and offline learning, such as pre-recorded lesson or CD-ROM based course. As a future educator, I can apply the principle of Web 2.0 to create a collaborative and engaging learning environment. I will encourage the use of interactive tools like blogs, discussion forum, and wiki to foster student collaboration and engagement. Additionally, I will integrate technology to provide flexible and accessible learning opportunities, making sure to adapt lessons to different learning styles. However, there are some blockers that could impact the effectiveness of Web 2.0 in the classroom. Access to technology is a challenge for students without the necessary device or internet connection. Digital literacy is another issue, as some students may lack the skill to navigate Web 2.0 tools effectively. Additionally, security and privacy concerns will require me to ensure that student data is protected and that students use online tools safely. For this week, I learned about the framework for 21st century learning, which is crucial for preparing students to thrive in today's fast-paced, ever-changing world. Let me walk you through the key components of the framework and how they can be applied in classroom. The framework is built around several key components that every student must master to succeed. First, we have core subject and 21st century themes. These include subjects like English, science, mathematics, and history, all of which are essential for building a strong foundation. In addition, there are critical themes such as global awareness, financial literacy, and health literacy that ensure students have a broad understanding of the world around them. By mastering these subjects and themes, students are better prepared for the challenges ahead. So, how I can apply this framework in my future role as an educator? As a future educator, I will focus on integrating this key skill into my learning methods. By fostering creativity and critical thinking, I will encourage students to engage with technology, collaborate on projects, and apply their learning in real-world scenarios. So, this approach will help prepare them for the demand of the modern world. However, there are also blockers to consider. One of the main blockers is access to resources. Not all students may have the same access to the necessary technology, which could create barriers to learning. In week 14, we had an interesting and informative session, which each group presented about different tools and skills, where each group was tasked with choosing a tool or skill to teach. My group decided to focus on the app Slido. We presented its features, benefits, and even gave a tutorial on how to use it. It was quite engaging, as we were able to showcase how this tool can be useful for creating visual appealing presentation. Afterward, other groups took their turn presenting their own tools and skills, and it was interesting to see the variety of apps and tools everyone chose. One important thing to note is that week 14 marked our last class together. After the presentation, we had a photo session to capture the memories of the course. It was a nice way to end the semester, and we all had a good time reflecting on everything we had learned over the weeks. Reflecting on this experience, I see how powerful and useful tools like Slido can be in the classroom. As a future educator, I would apply this kind of tools to make my lesson more engaging and visually dynamic. For example, using presentation apps can help students not only create more professional-looking presentation but also encourage creativity and enhance their digital literacy. By teaching students how to use such tools, I can help them develop important skills that they can apply in their studies and future careers. However, there are also some blockers I need to consider when incorporating such as tool into my teaching. First, access to technology can be a challenge. Not all students may have access to the necessary device or internet connection, which can make it difficult for them to use certain tools effectively. So that's all from me. Thank you so much for watching my video reflection. Assalamualaikum.